It's fight week, and to be honest, I thought about doing the better BF and Bivol breakdown as far as like what to expect from either guy. But here's the thing, right? I think that the more interesting fight is the fight that we have yet to see. That also is a testament to skills pay the bills versus raw power and athleticism. Even though better BF Bivol is definitely all about skill. You definitely have the very skillful Bivol who fights the more power centric better BF. So considering the fact that we've already seen the fight and we have an idea of how it's going to play out, it's really just about what the judges care about at the end of the day. I wanted to talk about this fight and give it a fair breakdown, give it a fair shake, where you got the super athletic raw power in Shakur or in Kid Austin versus the death by 1,000 cuts sniper who's also athletic and also strong, Shakur Stvenson. Now here's the thing. The first thing that I think is going to throw Kid Austin off is the fact that Shakur is a lot stronger than people think. Yes, Kid Austin's genetics have shaped his body and have him built the way that he's built. He's built like an Adonis of a man, right? For being so young, he's in great shape. Built like a football player, very explosive. But here's the thing about that, right? These are the type of fighters that, to be honest, Shakur Stevenson, they play right into his style. I think that Shakur Stevenson is gonna walk him into some big shots. He's gonna test his mental fortitude. He's gonna test his maturity. He's gonna start a little bit slow. He's gonna use his jab. He's gonna be going to the body to see, is he gonna hold up? Because the thing about people who have a lot of abs, and I boxed for a long time, right? When you cut to that body and there's no real cushion there, you just got nothing but abs. I mean, it gets sore, man. That shit, it gets sore, especially when you're trying to throw punches as hard as you can. And you're landing on them abs, especially with them stab jabs and shovel hooks and stuff on the inside. Now, with that being said, I think Kid Austin's game plan is he's going to try to fight measured at first. He's going to try to do the things that they worked on in the gym together, him and his dad and whoever he's been sparring with, training with. I've been seeing him working out. He's been doing a lot of explosive training. I think he's going to try to start methodical, and he's going to try to box as if to put Shakur to sleep and get him comfortable, because that's usually what really powerful fighters do, or explosive fighters do, when they know they don't have the IQ and the experience to keep up with you. They try to lull you to sleep, and then all of a sudden, boom, here they come, right? I think that Kid Austin, they're practicing, they're probably practicing going to the body of the guy who uses his feet. They're practicing going to the body, cutting off the ring, right? Using their jab. But I think that because of his lack of experience, that these things are going to go out of the window when the rounds start to go by and he realizes he still hasn't caught Shakur Stevenson with anything yet. I think that at that point, you'll really see what kind of man Kid Austin is going to be, right? Is he going to crash out, or is he going to say, you know what? I lost. I'm getting outboxed. I'm just going to take the outboxing, take it as a lesson, and I'm just going to go home, go back to the drawing board. I knew I wasn't going to win anyway. So you know what I mean? Is he going to come to fight the entire time, or is he going to try to blow his load early, pause, and then give up as the fight goes on and he realizes he can't land anything meaningful on Shakur? Because even though Kid Austin's feet are fast, there's a level to being able, because you can have fast feet, meaning explosiveness, right, in one direction, where you're boxing every time you jab, you're stepping in, you're off that rear foot, you're moving, you're coming in off the line, you're explosive, and then boom, you try to bring your big shots. If you see how he moves around, he's a very explosive, either side to side or forward and backward. But where you don't really see him able to box very well is when people start to swerve in their rhythm and swerve and jab in or out, either way. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? You don't really see him do very well with people who know how to fight that way. And that's literally how Shakur likes to fight and set you up. The way that Kid Austin's punches come in, however, on some of those weird angles, he can try to cut it off. But again, masterful defense and head movement, even with his block style. I mean, it's hard to land anything meaningful. And to be honest, I don't think that Shakur is going to fight Kid Austin at mid range where he has time to get started and then go. I think he's going to smother his power. He's going to fight him on the inside. He has the sharper shots. So I think that Shakur is going to use the sharper shots on the inside to the body. But again, these fights are only ever as bad as you make them. If Kid Austin comes out and crashes out, he's gonna get stopped. If he tries to box measured, right? And again, look, you can see on the screen with the De Los Santos fight, De Los Santos wasn't really engaging like that. They were jabbing, and everyone De Los Santos was only giving Shakur just about what he got back. He was trying to outpoint him. He wasn't trying to knock him out. But people were so delusional when they watched these fights. He was hardly even throwing his left hand like that. So again, is it going to be one of those where he realizes, hey, I'm getting outboxed and I'm just going to try to outpoint and land and do what it is? Or, be honest in my game? Or am I going to try to fight a little dirty, press the pace, go out on my shield, take some big shots, and try to win this fight via stoppage or something? I think that I think the fight gets as bad as Kid Austin makes it. Meaning this, I think that if Kid Austin decides, oh, you know what, I'm gonna completely crash out, I think he gets stopped. But if he tries to just box, then this is a decision victory by Shakur is going to win that by decision either way. I think either way, it's not favorable to Kid Austin, because there's going to be levels that he has yet to see where he's not going to be able to just land a check hook like you would be able to against a guy who doesn't have as much experience, who just jumps in, not on the angle, just kind of runs in. He runs into your hooks. He runs, boom, pops his head up. Here's a check hook. He's not just going to be there to run into your straight right hands. He's not just going to be there for you to walk him down and let off combinations. Shakur is not a punching bag, and he punches back, and he punches first too. So it'll be interesting to see what Kid Austin's game plan is and if he sticks with it, for him being such a young fighter, you know what I mean? And not even just young, but just not having as much pro experience. And I wonder what his dad is going to say as far as adjustments go, like what kind of adjustments he's going to try to make throughout the fight. What kind of advice is he going to give him? Because we heard his dad talk a big game about being a good coach and having a game plan. So I'm wondering, what is he going to say? What is the game plan going to be when they do meet in the ring and you got Wally Moses, Terrence Crawford, and their camp giving them game versus, what are you going to conjure up? What's your game plan going to be for a game of inches? It's not even going to be, you see Kid Austin, he takes and covers a lot of ground. And when he does, people are not letting their hands go. They're not using their jab to occupy the space. And those are things that Shakur does very, very well when he's fighting explosive guys. Again, Oscar Valdez, who charges you. Nakatila, who's explosive, has long arms. People sleep on how dangerous that guy was. But if you see what he did to Miguel afterwards, then you would know exactly what I'm talking about. These guys have serious power, but the thing is, when you're fighting a guy who's in your face but nowhere to be found at the same time, what are you going to do when your conventional punches don't land? That's all I want to see. That's all I want to know. Because Shakur's been fighting these types of fighters his whole career. Considering the fact that he's a boxer, they've all had the same game plan of, I'm going to try to walk him down. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. I got, like I said, I have Shakur either winning by stoppage. If Kid Austin does try to crash out, he wins by stoppage. If Kid Austin tries to box and just say, hey, I'm getting out of the box, that is what it is, then it'll be a decision victory. Either way, I have Shakur winning it fairly handily. We'll see if there's going to be any trials or tribulations or any fire for him to go through, that Kid Austin can either get creative with his explosiveness or, punch and try, and without gassing out. We'll see. But, I see this one being pretty straightforward. Maybe a little drama, but I think that with Shakur's ring management and his abilities, that he'll settle a lot of that down fairly quickly, and then it'll just be what it is. Y'all leave your thoughts in the comment section. I can't wait for Saturday, and then we'll see what it looks like. We'll see what they talk about.